What is going on? It is your boy, Star King Gaming, with another episode of Star King Gaming Presents. And I am here with the wonderful task that has been given to me by one of my great followers, and I'll even say it this way, supporters. His name is Mikey Weinstone. Mikey is a wonderful blessing in my life. He has been a day one supporter since he's followed me. And he has asked me because he recently just bought the anniversary edition of Fallout 4 and has never played any of the Fallout games until, well, actually, he's gonna wait till this video posts, and he's gonna take what I show him, and put it in. Now, Mikey has asked me if I would do a kind of like a how-to video, so to speak, of what to do in the beginning of the game. And as you see in your screen, if you're watching on YouTube, is the special form. They call it the registration form that the Vault Tech guy goes over with you. And special stands for strength, perception, endurance, charisma, intelligence, agility, and luck. Those are some of the most important key perks of the game. And depending on what your character is going to be, you're going to want to really go over these. If you plan on being a melee character, you're going to want to work on your strength. If you want to use heavy guns such as a minigun or Gatling gun, you're going to want to work on your strength. And another reason why you might want to work on your strength is because it also will affect what you can carry. I'm going to go through every one of these, and I'm going to explain the reasons why I have them where they're at. Now, let's start with strength. Strength is a measure of your raw physical power. It affects how much you can carry and the damage of all melee attacks. The higher your strength will be, the higher the melee attacks will be. The more you can carry, the more strength you'll have for unarmed attacks. So strength is kind of important in the beginning because you'll see when you're doing the vault, you start off with basically a police baton. And throughout the game, there are some pretty cool weapons that you can have that are melee weapons, such as baseball bats that super sludges that you can add to, that you can modify. And I'll explain all that stuff maybe in a different video. But strength is very important to have, I would say, at the mid level in the beginning game, unless you're planning on being a melee character. It's all going to depend on what you're going to want to be. I'm personally good. I love the pistols, and my favorite gun in the game is called the Justice Shotgun. So I don't need to necessarily have my strength that high. However, it's all up to you. This is your character, so make it your own. Now, I put mine at a 4, and I want to raise it to a 5 relatively quick in the game, and you're going to see what I mean here in a little bit. But let's go to perception. Perception is a very good one to have at a little bit of a higher level, especially in early gameplay. If you're not very new to the game mechanics, I guess you could say, if you're somebody that's played a while, you can have your perception a little bit lower. I always like to have mine at a 5, and that's because of certain perks. Again, I'm basing this off of what I know from experience, and I'll explain all this stuff thoroughly into detail in a little bit. But perception is your environmental awareness and sixth sense, and it affects weapon accuracy and VATS. Now, weapon accuracy and VATS is important if you're not very good at shooting like me. However, certain weapons you don't necessarily need to be a good shot, like the Justice Shotgun. You don't have to necessarily be a great shot with that, but I love it, and maybe that's why I love it, because I suck at this shooting part of the game. But perception is not everything in the game, so especially early on, I don't like to have it that high. I personally put it at a 4 because it'll go to a 5 relatively early in the game if you play the game the way the game wants you to play it. You'll see, and I'm going to explain all this all real soon. So let's go to endurance now. Now, endurance is one of those ones that you can start off low and you're not going to get hurt on. It affects your health, yes, but early on, most, and a key emphasis on most enemies are pretty low level. So therefore, I always have mine a little bit lower, and I work on it throughout the game. By level 20, I usually have it about level C5 or 6 with some perks added onto it. But endurance is a measure of your overall physical fitness, and it affects your total health and action points drained from sprinting. Now, I don't sprint a lot in the game. I don't feel like it's a necessary need, but sometimes you do need a sprint to get away from, like, say, Deathclaw super mutants, especially when you're not ready to fight them. I feel like super mutants and Deathclaws are the two most important ones that I'm going to be mentioning. But I always put mine at around a 3 or 4, depending on what I go with. Generally speaking, it's your choice. Again, I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. It's your character, what you feel is best fit, then go with it. They do have mods where you can make all of them a 10. It's your choice. I prefer to personally have it at a level 3 because I like to work on it throughout the game. Now, let's go to charisma. Charisma is probably my favorite special perk because it's one that actually fits me the most. I always recommend that you go higher on charisma for a few reasons. It helps with dialogue in early game situations and also helps with your prices when you try to barter. And it makes it way more easier for you to earn more caps and buy more product at a lower price and save money early on in the game. Now, you notice my charisma is a 7. That is about where I always start. I don't think I've ever done a character playthrough in this game with it being any lower because charisma is your ability to charm and convince others. It affects your success to persuade and dialogue and prices when you barter. So obviously it helps early on in the game, and there's not a lot of vendors that you get right away. For sure. I mean, really, if you really don't do what I do, you probably won't see one until you get to Diamond City. However, the way I play it, I go through Abernathy and then the Drumlin Diner. So there's two vendors there that I actually utilize. But there's Diamond City vendors and so forth. Like there's a lot of great perks and also charisma, like the lady killer perk. It's a good perk to have if you're a male, trying to get through this. It actually could help with Piper. There's a few checks that you could use to earn a little more affinity with certain people too. So charisma can actually help you in other ways. So I always recommend that you start it off with a higher level. Let's go to intelligence. Now you see that my intelligence is a pretty high number. I'm really in real life not that smart. I wouldn't say I'm an idiot by any means, but I would put myself at a 5, not a 6. But intelligence is very important, especially early on in the game, and I'm going to explain why right now. Intelligence is a measure of your overall mental acuity and affects the number of experience points earned. Notice that it affects the number of experience points earned, so you can earn more experience points the higher your intelligence. So therefore, I highly recommend, especially in early on gameplay, that you have your intelligence higher. Because if your intelligence is high, then you can earn way more experience points than what you could have by doing other things. So this one is definitely one that I highly recommend that you put as high as you possibly can. I always put it at a 6 because I like my agility and luck to be at a 2. And I'll explain those here next, but I recommend that you have a high intelligence. Let's go to agility. Now, agility is important. It really is. However, it's one of those things that I feel like is more important towards the middle of the gameplay. So early on, I don't feel it as important, but it is kind of importance. The agility is the measure of your overall finesse and reflexes. It affects the number of action points in VATS and your ability to sneak. Now, if you're trying to become a sneaky character, or if you really are good in sneaky character gameplay, such as like an Assassin's Creed type character, then you're gonna want your intelligence to be, or your agility to be higher than your intelligence. I think I would put agility higher than charisma. That's my opinion. I would put my agility at a 6 or 7. 6, 7. Haha. No, I'm joking. I would recommend that your agility be higher if you're doing a sneak character. I am not doing a sneak character. I never do. However, I do work on my agility and luck throughout the game, along with endurance and intelligence, because I know how important they are. Agility comes more important in later parts of the game. In the early parts, you don't necessarily have to be sneaky. There are a few parts where they might want you to be, but you don't have to be. And that's why I don't work on agility like that. I wait till I'm a little bit of a higher level and then I start working on agility. But definitely something you might want to work out through the game unless you're planning on becoming a sneak character. Let's go to luck. Last on here is luck. Luck is a measure of general good fortune, affects your recharge rate of critical hits. Now, luck is very important throughout the game because it will allow you to find better loot and even more loot. However, in the early part of the game, I don't feel it as necessary to have it a high level. I have it at 2 because there's 2 perks that I absolutely love. And I'm going to go over the perks and everything throughout the game once we level up and everything. And you'll see why I do what I do. And I'm going to explain the reasoning behind why I did this and why I did that all throughout the gameplay. Now, having your recharge rate of critical hits is, yes, it's important. However, I also feel like in the early part of the game, you don't necessarily need that. So, in my opinion, depending on what character you're going for, if you're going for a stealth character or if you're going through a scrounger type character, agility and luck aren't really that important. However, you can get a few good perks on low level luck that can make you a pretty good scrounger. And I'll show you. So let's go over the gameplay now of how I would leave the vault after doing this. I'm going to show you next the fun part. We're going to be leaving the vault, and I'm going to show you exactly everything that I would do first thing after leaving the vault. All right, we are fresh off the vault. What are some of the tips that I recommend you do? Well, let's watch. First things first. You can see we just got out the vault. This beautiful view, the graphics and everything. Now the game wants you to go home. Okay, we're gonna look. I'm gonna show you what it says. Data. Out of time. It says go home. So when it says go home, it means go to sanctuary. But first, what we're gonna do is first things first. Is we're gonna loot. There's gonna be usually a couple of Molotovs in here that has some military grade duct tape, which is great for adhesive. Oil can. We need oil. We're going to need a lot of this stuff here. Folder. I don't know why I grabbed that. That was just a weird grab. Then you're going to come over here to this spot. There's always going to be a desk fan here. There's going to be cram there, which if you're playing a survival mode, you're going to want because it's food. We are not playing a survival mode. We are actually playing on a regular difficulty. I think we're actually playing on a medium difficulty. I don't know. But now you're going to go home and you're going to go talk to Codsworth. You're going to play the game as if the game intended it. You're going to follow everything it tells you. Go talk to Codsworth, and then I'll show you what to do after. Okay, now we're done talking to Codsworth. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to go to this yellow house. And inside this yellow house is going to be some bugs. We're going to kill those bugs. This one. Nope. Codsworth got him. Okay, so now we're going to go to this blue house right over here. The reason why is because if Codsworth kills them, you don't get the XP. So let's get the XP. Oh shoot. Stuck on some furniture. Boom. And then make sure you check the mirrors because a lot of times they'll have bobby pins and so forth. And then now we're going to go back and talk to Codsworth and continue the mission and so forth. Okay, you're done talking to Codsworth. Next thing you're going to want to do is go over to this and hit the search button. What this allows you to do is now you can start building your settlement. There's a few items here that I recommend you get right off the rip. So make sure you scrap them. And you can scrap pretty much anything and everything you want. There's a lot of useful things in there. Here. Gonna send everything to your workbench. Now what I recommend you do, and you don't have to, but it's a good way to earn experience, is watch this. First thing first.
I need to assign someone to this. We're
gonna add resource. Add a board. We have 2 melons. And what I'm gonna do is pick up all this wood. You guys know I'm all about that wood. And I'm gonna show you something that I like to do. So we're gonna pick up all this steel and all this wood that's laying around here. There's a good reason why, and you'll see in a minute. I do prefabs because they're quick, they're easy, especially when I'm doing a tutorial like this. Boom. Do that. We're gonna grab that cloth. Now, the next part's gonna be a little interesting because we're going to go over to this house that's over here. Just gonna jump over this stuff so that way we don't have to. 2 things that we're gonna do. First thing first is right here. Get close enough, it causes that to come out. Boom. Instant kill, right? And then you're gonna come over here. There's another one right here. Boom. The last place that we're gonna look, I'm 99% sure it's this blue house. I could be wrong. Yeah, there's gonna be 2 here. One there, one there. Okay. And we're gonna grab this. Now that we got all this out the way, what you're gonna do is you're gonna get rid of a lot of this stuff, and you're probably thinking, well, why do we need to get rid of that stuff? Like, what was the purpose of that? Because of cloth. Ceramic is important. We'll need that for a few things, so might as well destroy that. And then let's get rid of this stuff. And in here, there's gonna be some cloth, some more cloth, more cloth. You're probably like, why do we need so much cloth? You're gonna see in a little bit. Let's get rid of this. Well, that's got gears, so we'll need that. Won't let us get rid of that. I was trying to get rid of the pre-war money simply because it has cloth. I know it's only 1, but hey, 1's better than none, you know? And let's go into this yellow house because I know that there's something there. We're not gonna need much wood, but you know, not a bad idea to have a little extra wood, you know? Get rid of that. We're gonna keep that because there's supplies there. I was more so trying to get that, but there's a 10mm pistol. Those come in handy. Steel is kind of importance, and that's why we're destroying anything that I know that has steel or wood. Steel comes in handy for a lot of these things that we're going to be doing. Okay, so now you saw that we got a bunch of cloth, and there is a little bit more throughout the game. Like right here. Oh, there's more here. I'm going to leave that because I think we're going to be okay. Oh, more oil. We can always use oil. There's that. There's that. I think we got enough to build what I like. So you're gonna see that you're gonna need to build some beds. Okay. The bed situation is gonna be pretty simple. They're gonna need 5 beds for them, and then you're gonna want a bed for yourself, right? So we can make 13 beds. We don't need that many. So I'm going to build some beds, and you're probably thinking, why are we doing this now? This is a great way to earn experience early on in the game. I highly recommend that you do this. And then you just need enough for your settlers that are going to be coming from one of the missions. You want to destroy a little bit of this stuff, and you're probably thinking, okay, well, you leveled up. That's a good thing, right? Yeah, it's a great thing. First 5 levels are kind of important. Now, I'm going to get rid of all this because, quite honestly, we don't need the picket fence. They're cute, they're nice, but we don't need it. So why not get rid of it, right? All right. Now that that's all done, we leveled up. Okay, so what am I going to do the first level up? The first level up, I'm actually probably going to pick... Oh, not where I wanted to go. I'm going to pick Locksmith. Okay? And I'm going to tell you why. This is kind of important. So, over here, right across the way from where we built this beautiful house, is this blue house. Nothing special about it, but if you go behind, there's a root cellar. This root cellar is very important if you're playing in survival mode because there's a lot of food. Survival mode, you have to eat and drink water, and there's a lot of purified water. So, there's also some miscellaneous items like aluminum can, which comes in handy. Aluminum is very important. Pre-war money, very important. Stim packs, of course you're gonna need that. Gotta stay healthy. You're probably thinking like, okay, so why did you... Why did you upgrade your lock picking? Well, this is why.
Yes.
For that reason alone. And after you pretty much looted everything, you know, your tin cans, metal, you can actually look in your inventory under your junk, and it'll tell you exactly what it has. Aluminum cans, 2 aluminum. Right there is 10 aluminum, which is very important in this game. Cloth, very important. Cigarette cloth, ceramic is going to come in handy. Screws, so forth. All this stuff. Gold bars actually don't necessarily need gold, per se, because you can get like, I get like the gold watches and whatnot, but gold we can turn in for bartering. Might as well grab the shovel. Might as well. It's right there. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is, since we're already in this vicinity, I'm going to come over here. And over here is a lake. Right here, there's a fishing rod. Okay? You're probably thinking, okay, this is pretty cool. Beautiful lake. So what about it? Well, sometimes, you know, when you're out and about, you don't notice things until you start scavenging. Well, we're about to have some fun. Unplanned fun. I don't think I have very many good weapons, so throw that at the dogs. Wasn't planning on doing that, but a way of killing them. Sometimes they'll have some good loot on them, so. But another way to gain XP. But here's what you're gonna want to look for. If you're planning on doing chems, you're going to want these blood leaf, okay? Now, if you're not planning on doing any chems, making chems, which is a wonderful way to get experience points, there is actually something really cool. I believe there's some kind of reference to this in the game. Like, you got to meet somebody here. Either that one or this one. But right over here, there's a random... Like, what is this? But inside this bucket, oh, we don't need that, but we do want this, some randomized loot. Now, granted, you don't necessarily have to, but you do want to get this blood leaf if you plan on doing chemistry type stuff, you know, like your chems. I don't do it, but hey, to each his own. And then there's usually some good stuff over here. So just make sure you loot everywhere. Right over here, there's a lot of good stuff, and sometimes you'll get lucky and find random miscellaneous guns. Now, speaking of guns, okay, I didn't have to shoot a single shot, but now we're out of Molotovs, which is not a bad idea. You know, not a bad thing. But right up here, there's going to be weapons. Molotov, which was going to come in handy. Now, he wants you to go to Concord, but I recommend you do a couple of things first. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drop all my stuff, all my junk that I don't need, and then we're going to head kind of towards Concord. We're going to take a different route. You see that giant Concord bolt? We're going to head towards that, but we got to do two things before we do that. Every time you leave Sanctuary, right over this bridge, this is always going to happen. There's always going to be a dead raider. And this time he has a double barrel shotgun. The last time I did it, he had a pipe gun. The dog happened to have some caps on it. So it's very important you check the dogs. Sometimes they'll do that. And then up here, it's always going to be some kind of 308 rifle or something, I feel like, because I've never had it where it wasn't. Radiated pistol, never had that. Now this is not a requirement, but I always do this. I don't know why. I'm weird. You don't have to do this, for the record. It's not anything in particular. I'm just doing it because it's kind of funny. And then you can scrap it. You don't get nothing for it. I just do it. It's more like a silly thing. Let's see if we can. Oh, I was not sure if we could do that. Okay, so remember I said we're gonna go close to that. Let's go to it. I don't think you can go that route. I think we're better off going this way. Okay, so first things first. There's going to be a boat fly around here somewhere. And sometimes there's two. Either one there. Aim is shit. Whoa. Did I not? Okay. The pistol's just not accurate. Okay. That's why we need a gun. But you're going to come over here. There's always going to be a first aid kit with some purified water. And then right next to it is a steamer chest with some more loot. I hear shooting over here, so kind of curious if... Okay, they're good. Now, the reason why we're coming over here is simple. Number one, it unlocks an area. Number two, these are free for the picking. They don't even question you picking them. And this will help our settlement grow. Same thing with these potatoes. And we unlocked Abernathy Farm. So we'll come back to that in a little while. Now, the last thing we're going to do before we head over to Concord is I want to show you. We're going to go up over here. I just loot things on the way. Oops. Thought I picked it up, but apparently I didn't. Now, we're going to go to that place. But before we go there, people don't go to this because it's not like a requirement. But over here, there's always going to be some kind of loot. And check inside here because sometimes there'll be good loot in there. Used oil canisters still give you one oil. Adjustable wrench has a gear, if I'm not mistaken. Blood fungus comes in handy with chemistry builds. And then over here is Red Rocket Truck Stop, and there's Dog. Gonna want to greet Dog. Because now you'll have a companion.
What are you doing out here all by yourself?
Find out his name is Dog Meat later.
You want to come with me, pal?
But for the beginning, he's only known as Dog.
Okay, then. Let's stick together.
Now, I'm going to show you the map because it wants us to go investigate Concord. We've only been to Sanctuary. in Abernathy Farms and here. It says cleared, even though we haven't cleared it, but we'll take care of that in a little while. Now, I'm going to look at my inventory because I want to show you guys something. I recommend that you use the pipe pistol, okay? Because the ammo is so easy to get. With ammo being so sparse right now, you're going to want to save your ammo. Now, on the way to Concord, there's a couple of things that you got to do. One is right here. We're going to sneak, and right here you see this Brahmin is what they're called. It's a two-headed cow. And on it, it has some blood-sucking bugs. You're going to want to line it up. Boom, shoot, boom. And kill them. One, you get experience, and two, it saves Preston Harvey from having to do it. Now, notice that we just got into Concord. I have 32 ammo to start. In my chamber, or not in my chamber. Technically, I have 44. Throw that. Go ahead, dog. Find what you need. Want to grab some stuff? They are charred. I already gained ammo. Oops. I want that. Oh, that was a little bitch.
Hey, up here, on the balcony. I've got a group of settlers inside. The raiders are almost through the door. Grab that laser musket and help us, please.
Now, of course, we're gonna do that, and we're gonna level up again. This is where leveling up is gonna get good. Okay, I already did lockpicking, so we're set there. I'm going to grab everything they have for the most part. And I'm gonna grab that because I can sell it. Of course, you know, we know the story. He died. Sometimes I have a militia hat. Sometimes I have a newscap hat. Either or. But let's fix our apparel. So we're gonna put on road leathers. Do that. So we'll do that one. Okay. Okay. I don't want to do any of that just yet. Let's do that because that'll put our charisma higher. And again, we've already gained ammo since we've been here. And it's only going to get better for us. Sometimes you can leave here with like 200 plus ammo. Okay, so right away there's a raider up there. Okay. I'm pretty sure that I was aimed on that person. Let's get this from here, but apparently not. I never did go back and loot the house.
Nice.
I just did that for experience purposes, sorry.
No more British occupation.
I'm here. Reload, because I only have one shot in the chamber. There's gonna be a guy here. There. Oh, there he is. Trying to get you to come out more. Play. Now, in here, there's some loot. More ammo. Down here, you can. I do this a lot. Okay, we might not be able to. So I'll open that and I'll unlock this. None of those were right, so that ain't gonna be right. It's weird. Sometimes this game is kind of bad with just trying to pick one that will. Not gonna be like one, is it really? Let's do my name. Nope.
Nice.
And then just like that, you gain experience points. So I recommend you do both. Up here, there's gonna be a switched blade always. Cam cooler. We gotta keep that jet. Now, here's where we don't have any more Molotovs, do we? We might want to switch to a little bit more pop.
Just get the hell out of here. We got no reason to hang around and get shot.
Stop being such a fucking pansy. We hold out for the others like we're supposed to.
What the?
Oh, it's on!
See? I don't know why I did that. But then again, more ammo. And in here, always 308 for me. Every time I play, it's some kind of 308. And again, you're going to do this throughout the whole game. And we're going to continue with the mission. I recommend these because they're kind of powerful. The double barrel shotgun. I'm just looking to see.
I'm coming in there, and I'm gonna skin every last one of you.
Come on, man. They ain't going nowhere. We got other shit to... Huh? Hearing shit.
Oh, hell yeah! Ah!
And just like that, boom.
Come on.
Get the ammo from this one. And there's supplies. Check over here, because sometimes the desks will have things. That had ammo. Crazy. Obviously, we don't have the Scrounger perk yet, but hey. There is a cap stash over here.
In here.
Don't worry, Preston. We're coming. Don't worry. We'll be there eventually. Almost forgot where I was going.
Let's go.
Alright, Preston. We're coming. So now you're gonna do everything. You're just gonna do all the talking. I'm gonna fast forward through it. Okay, we're done talking. First thing you're gonna do, right here, you see this? It has a free holotape, it says,
Yes.
right? Boom. It's a game. You don't have to have it. It's just for fun. And then right by John Long.
Don't let nobody.
Yes.
Is that perception permanently
God.
increased?
Oh God, why? Why? It's not fair. It's not fair.
I don't know.
Yeah,
This
I
is
know
just
what
more for I don't want to say this is more for lore, but to be honest, it's more for wow, what could it be? There is two. Can't be smile. Can't be that. Height? No. Means no. Right? No. Aware.
That's it.
And then up here you could also unlock the security gate with a novice lock. But there's
Thinking.
lore in there.
This guy's huge. Bet he could lift that minigun without stupid power armor. Nuh-uh. No thanks.
Now
I
we're gonna
don't
play the
do
game.
guns.
Okay, so after we're done looting, I just got done looting all the raiders and everything. I have over 338 ammo now. So, just to show you.
Easy, mama.
Now we're gonna skip through all this again.
Preston. Quit.
Okay, so we're gonna head back to Sanctuary. Next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna talk to
Hey,
Cosworth.
Codsworth.
Mr. King, welcome back, sir.
You could say that. I mean,
I realize.
no, not
I don't
now.
need them.
Right then.
So now what I'm gonna do is simple. I'm gonna wait for them to come here. And by that, I'm gonna do is sleep. It doesn't take them that long. Because once you fast travel, they kind of do the same thing. They kind of walk the same rate as you. But now they're here.
Hey,
Hey,
Good to see you again. I was hoping you'd show up. I should have listened to Mama Murphy all along.
Sure.
I think we could settle down here. Make it a place to...
Let's just skip through this as quick as we can.
I lived here.
Damn, you say you were...
My son. Somebody.
Damn. Anyway, I am glad you're here.
Right.
And I've had trouble.
I'd be glad to help.
That's fantastic. By the way...
We're gonna do that. But first thing first is I want to do one other question. That's to help Sturgis. Let's talk to Sturgis.
Sturgis,
You willing to do some work?
I'd be glad to help. Just tell me what you need.
Well, for starters, we could use some real beds. Just make sure there's a workbench.
Now, we've already done this. However, I want to do some things first, okay? We've leveled up. First thing I want to do is get nut. The reason why is you'll see in a minute. Next is going to be science, and you'll see another minute while I'm doing that. And... oh, I got one more. That's right. Duh. Let's do armor. Wait. I want to do something else. You know, let's do this one. So that's going to help us in a little bit. I'm going to grab some stuff from in here. There's that. Let's go to mirrors there. I forgot to do something that I always do. Here we go. Always do the strength.
I'm coming, buddy.
Get rid of this stuff because that just adds, and then this. I always forget that. Always. I never got a playthrough where I got that right off the rip. So there's that. So get rid of all of our junk. Oops, thought I held it long enough. So see that the food and water and defenses are low. The game is going to have you working on that, so there's no point to did I not?
Hey, Sturgis.
I like it. Having a place to sleep will improve everyone's spirits. What we need now is a reliable source of clean water.
I'm on it. Clean water coming up.
Great. Thanks.
Now, this is kind of tricky because there's a couple things that you can do, but I don't know if we have what we need to do it. So let's look. I'm going to destroy this because let's just get rid of this stuff. Get rid of all that. Get rid of that. That rubber's kind of important. Power. I didn't think we had enough. So we're gonna only do this. Oops. Right now. That's just plenty of water. And you'll see. And it comes in handy to have more water. Let's go back and talk to Sturgis.
Hey, Sturgis.
I feel better already, knowing we have a reliable supply of clean water. I hope you don't mind me asking. If we're gonna settle here, we'll need to get some crops established.
I'll start planting right away.
Good deal.
And once he gets out the way, scrap that, scrap that. The concrete, it can come in handy for certain things, and like if you want to build these, you don't have to. But food, remember how I went to that Abernathy Farms, and this is why. want to plant some other stuff because not right away, but eventually we're going to add to the settlement. But first, let's get, you know, the bearings going, so to speak. Let's find Sturgis again. Like he's in this building.
Sturgis.
Now, this place is starting to feel like home. Trouble is, what we need is the...
I'm on it.
Ah, thanks. It'll make everyone...
Now, granted, you could do all this before you start the game. And I'm going to get rid of this car because there's plenty of steel there. And let's get rid of this building. They're gonna allow us to do one because we only have 2 circuitry. Now we're gonna go talk to Sturgis. But you are gonna want to work on your defenses, and I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do to help better our defenses. It's not that difficult. It's really simple. So let's talk to Sturgis.
Sturgis.
Thanks for doing that. We'll all sleep better at night knowing we have some defenses set up. It's been a long road. But yeah, I think this is it. Home.
I was glad to help.
Well, I appreciate it. Of course.
And that completes that mission. Since we're here, let's get rid of that cloth. Now, I mentioned about, you know, getting the settlement and growing more and so forth. And what I mean by that, it's simple. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to Abernathy Farms. Grab a couple of melons. And then all the potatoes we can. These come in handy later. We don't need them right this second.
That's close enough, stranger. We're a piece.
Now we're going to talk to this guy and go through the whole...
If you say, let me
Farming's hard work.
I'm just going to skip through it. You guys can read
I'm...
on your own.
Yeah.
Good to see you. How about,
I'm sure I'll give it a try someday.
well, maybe I'll... Word of advice. Why?
Sounds like bad news to me.
You really? Last... Now, that...
Uh-huh. There's nothing worse than losing it.
I don't have much to want. If you could get it back...
Mm-hmm. Don't worry. I'll get...
Good. Connie feels like it's a...
So the reason why I always accept that challenge, it's actually really simple. So the first step is one of the missions that you're gonna probably want to do early on in the game. And that's to get to here. It opens up something, and you'll have to go either here or I'm pretty sure it's here. You don't have to do it right away, but I mean you're on your way there, so might as well, right? However, what I really wanted to do is talk to her.
Here for work? We could use some help picking melons if you've got some spare time. I'll give you caps for any you can...
Sure. I got time.
Great.
So, there's a dialogue you can do.
Lucy.
Here to collect the caps for the melons you gathered?
What's the pay?
It's 3 caps for each. Do you want to collect your pay now?
Yeah. Here you go.
Great. Thanks.
Uh-huh.
You can do, if you push the triangle or Y button on Xbox or PlayStation, you can do it to where you can get 5 caps for... I found that to be fun and whatnot, but we're not here to do that. I'm just continuously push Y. Now these, they can be aggressive, but if you shoot at them, they will run away. I did that on purpose, so, well, thank you. I didn't really want to shoot you per se, but that's because I wanted... here. I just worry because they will attack. But, I mean, hey. Take that leather and what have you. So next... it will do damage to you, but most part, they run away. Next, we're going to come over to this road here. And you can come up to where there's two directions. You can go left, which is Concord, or you can go right, which is where we're going to head. You're probably thinking, why are we doing this? You're going to see all in a second. There's two things I'd love to do. One is talk to this person. I absolutely love her. Her name's Trash Can Carla. But there's one dialogue I love to do.
So what's your story? Looking to trade? Rob me? Or just ask directions to Diamond City?
I always do the sarcastic. It just cracks me up. Her reaction, it makes me laugh.
Just looking for love, sweetheart.
Boy, have you come to the wrong place. My loving days have long since passed. But I'll tell you...
Mm-hmm. Let's see what you have.
Here's what I got.
Now, she is very important because she has a lot of good stuff that you can buy right off the rip. Now, you notice we don't have a lot to get rid of, but we can get rid of... Whoops. I didn't mean to get rid of all 6. Of course, that was my bad. Minuteman outfit. Don't need it. Raider... chest piece. Let's get rid of that. Raider leathers we don't need. Raider left arm. Actually, that can come in handy because those are easy. Might as well get rid of all these. Since we're not playing in survival. Oops. I totally hit the wrong button, but whatever. I'm going to get rid of all this stuff. I don't see no use in that jet we're going to keep. Same thing with Psycho. Now, you notice it says total cost and she owes us money. That's 10 per. That's crazy. Early on in this game. Now what we're going to do is grab all the 10mm. Boom. She's going to give us some good stuff there. Now we're going to go to this Drumlin Diner. You'll see why.
We had a deal.
If your charisma's low, I recommend you save before you get here.
Owe us.
I ain't giving you poison.
So let's do that. You're going to see why. Just trust me.
Chilling chem pushes it.
And also, I'm going to want my shotgun.
Anything. Do you know what that junk has done to my boy?
He bought them fair and square, Trudy. Ain't our fault if he's strung out. Whoa, whoa. Easy there, Scaver. This doesn't involve you.
You stop waving that gun in my face, or it's gonna involve me.
That's it. You're...
And even though my charisma's high, I don't know what happened there. Might have been a glitch. Let's just load and try it again, because that one should have been an instant pass, because my charisma's above 5.
Anything. Do you know what that junk has done to my boy?
Whoa, whoa. Easy there, Scaver. This doesn't involve you.
You stop waving that gun in my face, or it's gonna involve me.
Okay, okay, just take...
Now, I want to see something.
Take it easy. We'll lower our weapon.
I've never done this before.
Now hand over your money. All of it.
Just keep calm, all right?
Sure.
Here.
I'm going to offer to see what's going
on here.
That's a simple bit. I tried reasoning with her. Want to make some easy money?
If I help, I expect to get paid.
And I'd love to pay you, but you took all my money, remember?
I'll talk to her. Maybe we can work this out.
I was just curious about that.
If things go side...
Right.
Alright, now this opens up this order up. And this is simple. I'm not going to side with Wolfgang. Trust me.
Hi.
I saw you in that poison cellar talking. Well, he ain't getting his money. Period.
I want to help you, Trudy.
Get rid of Wolfgang. I don't know what he offered you, but I'll pay you 100 caps to kill that jet-selling scumbag.
Wolfgang and I had a deal. If I'm gonna back out on it, I'll need more.
Okay, I'll make it 125.
Let's see what we can get out of her.
Come on, don't make me think twice about this.
I'll pay you 150 caps.
I think that's gonna be it. I think that's pushing our luck.
Then.
Did you see how mad Wolfgang is? He's a maniac. Now make me a real offer.
All right, killer.
Oh, damn.
It's 200 caps for the job.
All right, Trudy.
Thank you.
You crossed the wrong man.
Oh. 95 accuracy, right? What the fuck was it? Huh? Wait a minute. What is this guy?
Good day to you, stranger. You look like someone that appreciates the utility of a good set of armor.
Sure. I'm always looking for good armor.
My selection is a bit limited.
I haven't never seen this guy before. Apparently he's invincible. Or he flies when you shoot him. I've never seen that guy before. Sorry. I had to go look at that. I was curious. Let's grab Simone's stuff. She's got what we want. Over here, there's going to be first aid kit. And then, of course, whatever he has, might as well take it.
I can't wait to see the crows feeding on that scumbag. Here, this is for you. Now, if you ever need to trade, my shop's open.
You got things covered from here?
Yeah. Now, let's get back.
Sure. Let's see what you've got.
It's all worth every cap I'm charging.
So one thing I should have done is I should have looked for actually that. Because, well, two things. One, it increases your charisma by 2. Let's look at this. We are level 6, so we get to choose. I am actually going to the Scrounger perk, because that's going to help us get more ammo. I'm going to get rid of that. But now, see here. 30 striped suit. All right.
Hey there.
I can rest easy knowing that Wolfgang is rotten in hell.
Mm-hmm. I'll take a look, sure.
A little bit of everything.
And of course, she does have a lot of things that we're going to need, ammo in particular. I'm actually going to do something because there's a lot of things that we're going to need to build our settlements. So I'm just going to buy it while we're here. Crystal's important, I know that. Adhesive. Screw. Oil. Springs. Screws. Steel. That's important. Hot plates with circuitry. Crystal. So, you know what? We can buy shotgun ammo. We did just pick up that 45, so see if she has anything worth buying. Actually, that's not a bad weapon to have, but we'll need more 308 ammo. That being said, get rid of a couple of those. We don't need that. That can go. Get rid of all those. And again, we made caps, and you're going to see the importance of settlement building. Okay, so now that we got Carla, we got the settlement build going. Let's go add to our settlement building. So what we're gonna do is restore all our junk in here, of course.
Seems to be growing well.
There's two things that I want to do. First things first is we're going to work a little bit more on our defenses. I did say a little bit because we're not going to have that much. Put one there. Even though Preston Garvey's there, it does not go with our defense. He wanders around, yes, and aimlessly walks around. But he does not help our defense. Don't know why. But we're going to start with a little bit of that. So now our defense is at 32. We need oil and circuitry, which those things are not hard to get, but they are a little bit challenging. But having Trash Can Carla and having the Drumlin Diner, because eventually Trash Can Carla is going to be here. Okay, so I mentioned about your settlement growth and the importance of it. So you go to the transfer. You're going to check there because sometimes they'll have weapons. Bobby pins are very important. Purified water and stim packs. Every so often, you're going to have some random things in there that can actually help with your settlement builds. For example, one of the things you're going to have is going to be purified water. I don't know if that counts. That fruit. No, it doesn't, because it's not a regular move. Let's see if I get Cosworth to do some work. Gotta help out around here. Get rid of this pile. We have a little bit of room in here. There's one thing I totally forgot to do. It's not like of importance, but I recommend you do it.
Ma'am.
Sanctuary. I knew you'd join us here, kid. Your energy is tight.
I used to live here.
Ah, the site can help you, kid. It always has
Now.
Answers. Just gotta bring me some jet so I can see what it wants to tell you.
Here.
Like a little kick yourself, huh?
Now, a lot of the companions don't like it.
Answers, but you find it.
We're gonna be covering this in long form.
Wow.
But after you get rid of the jet,
Mama Murphy,
we're good.
Got a favor to ask you, kid. I know it's silly, but I...
Sure. Be glad to help.
Thank you.
Now, I always build this chair in the same spot. You don't have to build it where I do. I always build it right here. You go there, and it's going to be under special. And boom, as soon as you build it, mission complete. It's literally that simple. Now, I want to think before I leave. This is another optional thing. But eventually your settlement's going to grow and what have you. I always put this here. That way I know where the Brahmin is. I didn't know that the... And then this is just simple. I don't want to build that. I don't remember what has circuitry. Oh, I think lamp does. Okay. One of the small lamps. I think the proper term is called a tabletop lamp. I'd have to wait a few days. Let's see if Carla has it.
Carla.
Hey there. Trading?
Let's see what you have.
You break it?
Pork is very important if you're doing modifications to armor. Clear material, I know we needed that. That helps with those big giant generators. There we go, that's what we needed. Copper is important, we'll need that. Old watch. Circuitry again. Crystal, I know we need that. Copper is kind of important in this game. Ballistic fiber, we can take that for now. I'm only grabbing this stuff because this stuff we're eventually going to need. Bone comes in handy for certain things, but I think we got enough. You can get rid of that because I don't know what it's for yet. Let's get rid of some of these weapons that we won't use. I will use that. I won't use that because I already have something good for that. Won't need that. I mean, accuracy is shit, but the shotgun range is shit. She don't have much for you know what? We can buy those. What about ammo? She has the ammo we need. I mentioned 38 is easy. 45 is almost as easy to get. I'm never going to use that. I don't like the short laser muskets or whatever it's called. Don't need that. Get rid of some of my... Oh, did I get rid of the light? I did. That's the one I wanted. But whatever. We only need one. Good opportunity to get rid of a ring. Purified water. I think it's stuff to get rid of. I will never use that. I don't think I'll ever use those. Get rid of that. You know what? Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Definitely getting rid of that. Won't need that. Right leg. And now, let's go back to where we were. Oh. I don't hit the button. So, you're probably thinking, why would you do that? You don't need to. No, we don't need to. But what this is going to allow us is opportunity to grow our settlement. And since we're planning on growing our settlement, we need to add more food. What do we have? So now what we're going to do is simply, I'm going to wait a day to actually, what I want to do is clear out this room. And put a bed in here because this is going to be our room because technically it was to begin with. Alright, we're going to sleep until tomorrow. I'm going to do 7:30. Let's do it. You don't have to do this. I just want you guys to see some things. What happens throughout the day. Because one, we're going to probably gain at least one more settler, if not more. Sometimes they'll do 2 right off the rip. And you'll see why this is important at the beginning parts of the game. So now it's 7:30. Hey. There's a toy car which has a screw. Carla's still here. The mailbox has a fuse in it. Nothing in that one. And now let's see. Okay, see, we were at 5, now we're at 7. And there's a settler there. She's probably going to try to come talk to us, which is not like the end of the world. But I'm going to push her to the food. And then there should be another settler somewhere. There he is. And we're going to do the same thing with him. Assign him to the food. I think, oh, why would we do that? We don't need to. No, we don't need to, but hey. So next thing I want to do is I want to show you the importance of doing gun nut level 1. Gun nut level 1, it'll allow you to do certain mods to your guns, your pistol in particular. However, if you look, there's a lot of items that you'll need. Adhesive is very important. Remember I mentioned aluminum also being very important. Oil is one of the most important resources, especially early on in the game. And you're thinking to yourself, okay, well, Star King, obviously we're not going to have a lot of money, so how do we get revenue coming in? Well, it's actually easier than you think. Every so often, every few days, in-game days, you'll go to your aid and you'll see that you'll have purified water. And also check your inventory in here because sometimes there'll be things in here that, you can sell. Remember the gold bars? You'll see that you'll have purified water. And also check your inventory in here because sometimes there'll be things in here that, you can sell. Remember the gold bars? You'll see that you'll have purified water. And also check your inventory in here because sometimes there'll be things in here that, you can sell. We're gonna take those. We're gonna take that gold. We're gonna go back here to the diner because you're gonna see why in a minute. Hopefully Carlos gonna be here. I may see something. I don't know what he's seeing. But since we can't see Darla,
I can rest easy knowing that Wolfgang is rotten in hell.
Let's see what you have.
A little bit of everything.
I was just seeing if she had any oil. Honestly, was hoping that Carla would be here, but I don't see Carla. Doing this on purpose because I don't want to accidentally grab something. End up having to fight her. See there, Carla.
Carla.
Need to pick something up? Road's pretty long from here.
Sure. Let's take a look.
Yeah, keep your shirt.
Now, first things first, I want to grab that because shotgun ammo is very important. Cloth, very important. But she has oil shipments, and then she also has circuitry. She's going to have things you'll need: screws, rubber, steel. So I know we have enough for that, but I want to get rid of that. Psycho's going to come in handy later. I'm not going to get rid of any of this stuff. I want to work on this shotgun, but it's going to be hard because in order to work on guns, you got to have the items, you know, that you're going to need, like oil, screws, and what have you. All right, so let's go back to Sanctuary. You're probably thinking, why are we going back here and doing all this? Because Sanctuary is going to be basically your first home.
Very clever.
Let's do this. I want to work on that
Nice job
one.
with those defenses. I've got nothing else I need right now. I think Preston may want to chat, though.
Give it a long barrel. See if there's any.
Seems to be growing well.
Farm's not much, but it's something.
Do I look like I want to chit-chat?
I was going to ask you.
Hey, Codsworth.
Shall I accompany you, sir?
Oh, thank you. And resources, food, gourd. Do a couple more gourds. Melons for days. Now, for each person, each settler, or whoever you want to call them, they can do 6 each. Codsworth, I don't know why you were not assigned. You're assigned. You're assigned. Okay. Each settler does 6 food. Now, here we go. Purified water. There's 28 of them. That's going to come in handy for when we're trying to barter. And like I said, every few days, the Drumlin Diner and whatnot will be fully stocked or restocked. I didn't realize that that was there. Oops. I'm not sure if it has circuitry. No, just copper. Now, because our settlement's going to start growing, I'm going to do something. I'm going to build another nice little building here. And the reason being is because eventually we're going to have more settlers. You don't have to use these beds. In fact, sleeping bags will work just fine, and they require the least amount of resources. I just like to sleep in a regular bed. And boom. So now we got 15 beds for 7 people. Granted, we don't have 15 people yet, but at least this way, there's enough. We have enough to build more defense. Oh yeah, we do. Okay. Another thing I recommend is you build your defenses up, because the higher your defense, the happier you guys will be. Also, the higher the level you are, the higher the monsters will be that come and try to attack you. So throughout the game, there'll be certain events and they'll say like, Sanctuary is under attack, or whatever. You know, Abernathy Farms is under attack. Once you get more settlements, they'll start to do more and more of these little quest things that you have to do to protect your towns or your settlements. I'm going to sleep till the morning. Because I want to see something. Let's go to the Drumlin Diner. I just want to see. Just make sure that I'm not lying.
Who's there?
Oh,
Someone
shit.
there? Let's do that.
And of course, I'm not wearing anything good.
You or me?
So this is probably going to happen a lot. It's happened a lot in my playthroughs. Whenever you kill Wolfgang, random raiders will spawn. But you'll just have to deal with it. Let's go talk to Trudy.
Excuse me.
I can rest easy knowing that Wolfgang is rotten.
I'll take a look, sure.
It's all worth every cap I'm charged.
Okay, so she's restocked. And again, every few days you can come in here and restock and yourself. And you'll see throughout the game that you're going to restock plenty of times. You're going to want to get things that you're going to need. Cloth is important, obviously. Oil is very important. Adhesive is very important. Oil, circuitry, copper, screws, gears. Fiber optics comes in handy later in the game. Certain things. But anything with aluminum, circuitry, oil, and screws, I always pick up early in the game. I actually can get rid of that because I forgot that I upgraded. And you see that now I can do 11, where before it was 10. The higher the level, apparently, maybe the more I can do. I don't know how that all works, but we can get rid of these. We don't need those. Honestly, I'm going to just sell these for right now because I don't need them. Now let's go back to. I want to see. Just make sure. Okay, yeah. Go back to Sanctuary one more time. There's one gun I didn't work on that I wanted to work on. I forgot. Let's go here. Bought this short hunting rifle. Do a long barrel on it because this is going to kind of work like a sniper eventually. Oh, we need more adhesive. Son of a gun. Okay. Well, we'll work on that later. Okay, but for the most part, these are the things I do. Make sure you get all your supplies. And again, you can check every few days. Go to your aid, see what you got. Sometimes there'll be some random things in there. Melons, gourds, depending on what you have in your
seems to be growing well.
How wonderful it'd be to get out of this infernal rain.
I forget to check. Sometimes in here there's grenades, yeah. Random towel. Random tire flying around. Okay. Now, I talked about the perks. You saw how the perks work and what I did. Obviously, this one's very important early in the game because you're not going to get lower prices unless your charisma's high, and you only need a level 1 charisma for that. But I do recommend you get it early. Now, the intelligence. Let me do something real quick. I'm gonna turn the audio down for a little bit because I want to go over the reasons why I do these perks. Early on in the game, the first 10 levels, I tend to do Scrounger, Fortune Finder, which I'm gonna do right now. Gun Nut, Armor, Science, and Lockpicking. Those are ones that I do, and then the Cap Collector. The reason why is they're very important is obviously you saw with lockpicking, you're able to pick that advanced lock. With Gun Nut, you're able to build those turrets that I like to use, and also you can build better weapons. Scrounger, you get more ammunition out of containers, and then you'll get more bottle caps out of containers. Science is very important because it'll allow you to build those generators I like, and also the water purifiers. And then, of course, I mentioned Armor. It'll allow you to work on weapons. And I'll show you. We're going to work a little bit. Let's do a little more. Can I build any more turrets? We can. Only doing this because I want to build more turrets. Since we're already here, let's build another structure. I mentioned I did turn down the audio. I do apologize. I mean, it's probably for the better because then you guys don't hear that loud noise. And again, cloth is going to start being an issue. We're going to need more cloth, more steel. But those things are all easy to get early on. Cloth, you can actually get a shipment from the Abernathy Farms from Connie. Okay. Let's clear out some of this. He's going to want to talk to us. Very sad.
If only we'd run into you sooner.
What happened to you guys?
Long story short, we've been on the move since the attack on Quincy. There used to be more of us. My son, he's gone.
Your son? What was his name?
Kyle. My son's name was Kyle.
That's awful. No parent should have to lose their child.
No. No, they shouldn't. I just keep thinking, maybe I could have done more. Anyway, thanks again.
As a father, as a parent, there's always that feeling of, I could have done more. Even in simple things. Daughter runs into, the door, gets a big bump on her head. I'm just throwing examples. Or she runs into a wall or whatever, falls outside on her hands. There's always that infamous, I could have done more, and I get it. It's sad. It's a very tough thing to feel. That's part of the Scrounger perk right there. Right there, prime example. Now, throughout these buildings, there are some things that you can do. Right here, we're going to disarm that. We're going to do that. We can pick this.
Nice.
Right, there's pre-war money. There we go. And then there's this. Let's see what we got. No likeness at all. Okay, 2. Won't be any of those. Could be that.
Got it.
That's just miscellaneous lore, but I did that more so because I wanted the experience. Now, I don't remember which building it was, but there's another building that has a floor save. It's not this one. Actually, could be this one. Go in here. Make sure you check all the cabinets and everything. And again, the whole reason why we upgraded our locksmith is for this reason. It's there. I don't know. I should have done it. I don't know. That was weird. Alright, dog meat. We're leaving. Let's grab that. Thought I grabbed that already. And I think that the house that had the root cellar has something in there. Oh, it has this. Dog meat pushed me a little bit. And then inside the wall. Maybe it wasn't this house. Maybe it was another house. Shut up. I don't remember which house it was. I don't know why I thought that was an advanced one too.
Sweet.
More cloth in here. Stim pack. We'll take that. I feel like we're missing a house.
Nice job with those defenses. I've got nothing else I need right now. I think Preston may...
I went over further. Really? Really? It's there. Like... It's a novice lock. Not a hard, not our expert, I mean. What? Wow.
Yes.
That is crazy. know we checked it. Sometimes it'll respawn with loot, so make sure you. Goddamn dog. Move. Thank you. Stupid dog. I swear, sometimes he just gets in the way. All companions, actually. I just wanted to check. Wrong button. I had to transfer all my stuff and I couldn't. But now, pretty well set on everything, right? So I want to gain a level. Build others. And I feel pretty confident in our skills, so let's go have some fun. Have that. Need that. Even though I already grabbed this, it respawns. I did not know that. So we'll have to keep an eye on this stuff. Okay, buddy. We're about to go kill some, about to do some pest control here. Actually. Hey. I might go this route. Only because I have plenty of ammo for this gun, and it's easier to get this ammo than it is 10mm. But we're going to crouch, because I want to sneak attack these guys. I think, not mistaken, this is like one of the better ways to do it. Oh shit. Alright, doggy. I am so sorry. The gun actually went off. I didn't even hit the trigger. Should be a glowing one. No, we're not gonna need none of this stuff, but besides always this always comes in handy. Plungers have rubber. If I'm not mistaken, you can come back in here too and reloot it. Try not to hit dog meat. Thank you, dog. And then in here, there's a safe.
That's it.
And we barely used any ammo because we gained more ammo. I didn't shoot dog meat so many damn times, we've been alright, but he likes to get right in the way and not do anything. Silly dog. I know coolant can come in handy because you'll need it for something, but I don't remember if it's for. So make sure you check. Sometimes they'll have hide. Or rat hide, which is leather. That comes in handy when you're doing your leather builds. Yeah, the fusion core. I always forget about the fusion core. Don't forget about this though. The letter. I just find it funny because of what it's talking about. I'll read it. Why not? Mr. Benson, on behalf of the Boston Regional Office, I would like to congratulate you and your team on winning the 2076 Trash Buster Award for the greatest year-to-year waste reduction by a single store. Respect for the environment is integral part of our corporate image. Integral part. Okay. And we appreciate your innovative efforts in this regard. Probably thinking, what did they do? Well, just gonna tell you right now. They just put everything down here. We don't need to slouch anymore. All this is just waste. I love that. Alright, let's go to Red Rocket. Now you can make a Red Rocket a settlement as well. You don't have to. Pre-war money, okay. I'm really finding a lot of something. Relax, dog. That sounded promising. So I'm gonna get rid of a lot of this stuff. I don't need a power armor station when I got one right across the way. Not sure if there's. don't think we're gonna have enough to build any turrets. Can you see this? Not a bad thing. Sure, so it's a work in progress, and you'll work on it. Let's go over here, get some oil and screws and what have you. Don't think we'll need any gears and all that, but I'm not sure. I want to make sure we have what we need. Screws, I know we needed. Circuitry, I think, is something we needed. Not sure if we need any of that. Might as well grab these things.
Yeah.
Hey, Carla.
Hey there. Trading?
Sure. Let's take a look.
You break it?
Let's just see what she has. I don't know if we'll need concrete, but this way at least we'll have it. Don't need jets, so we can get rid of that. Do psycho, so that. Already have that. All right, let's go finish this. I forget. Oops. And there we go. We leveled up. Can I build one more bed? Build a couple more beds. No, let's just do 7. I don't want this place to be overrun. And it just becomes too many people, and now we're out of oil. But it's okay, because they're deep. I know. Yeah, 15. That'll be plenty for right now. Actually, we have it. Oil. And they'll be in the same boat. Trying to think of ways to yep. Oh, honestly, do you have a shipment of oil?
Yeah.
Hey, Carla.
Need to pick something up? Road's pretty long from here.
Let's see what you have.
Always happy to...
We don't need that much stim pegs. I don't feel bad if I lose. Because we can get them back. Go back. Only because I want to work on the defenses a little bit. Because that way I don't have to worry. Trying to remember what I needed. I think it was circuitry. Could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was circuitry. I don't have any. And that's fine, because that's one of those things that getting.
Yeah.
Carla.
You again. Here to trade?
Let's see what you've got.
Yeah, keep your shit.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Well, that is going to conclude that. I'm going to grab some more.
Seems to be growing well.
Supplies for Red Rocket.
Got a dangerous look about you. Hope you ain't here for me. Got it. Sure.
We go to 6. Why is it only going to 4? There you go. That was weird. That was weird. I don't know. Alright, but that has been some of the tips and tricks to starting a new game. Remember, there's no wrong way to play this game. There's only your way. So, we're going to level up. I'm going to do armor. Even though we need more adhesive. But these are the perks that I like. I like the Fortune Finder. I like the Scrounger perk. Gun Nut's very important. Hacker, I will be doing soon. Actually, next level, I'm going to do Hacker. Locksmith is important. Armor is important. The reason why these are all important, science is important. And then the Cat Collector. I always recommend you get that because that will allow you to buy and sell things at a much better price than what they originally will be. Now, science is important because it'll allow you to use certain mods, and also it will allow you to build certain things such as generators. When you're building your generators, your basic generator that requires nothing is which is 3. It only gives you 3 power, which won't do much. But you can build this one, which is 5. And yeah, that'll help with your water. However, there's one problem. You're going to want more because 10... And I'm going to build these now because we have the resources. Might as well just do it. Build one there. And then eventually we'll be adding more water. Actually, I can add one more water. Fortunately, this will be all I can add. I don't have any screws. we'll need more screws, but eventually what I would like to have is more water coming in, because the more water, the more money.
Take care of your gun. It'll take care of you.
Right, Preston. I agree.
Seems to be growing well.
A lot of these things.
You hear about that farm run by ghouls? Isn't that something?
That is something. A lot of the stuff can be sold. I use it to sell, to barter. Checking that.
Hey, Carla.
Back again? Time to do business.
Mm-hmm. I've got a few minutes to browse.
Here's what I got.
Been messing up. I always recommend that you buy something, striped suit, some kind of suit, because it's 2 charisma. And then, whether it's a militia hat or the newspaper or newsboy hat, that's a guarantee.
Hey there.
That's 3
Trading?
charisma. So
I'll take a look. Sure.
Yeah, keep your shirt.
it'll make all your stuff cheaper. I'm only gonna buy the ammo that I need. You know, might as well get. And that way we have more ammo. I mean, ammo is very important, especially with certain weapons. Having weapons that you like is going to be hard for you to figure out at first, because you're not sure. You're still learning the game mechanics. I like the 10mm. I like the pipe pistols in the beginning, because you can get a lot of ammo in the beginning. If you plan on using a heavy weapons type guy, which I never do, because to be fair, I'm not big on them. And again, that's to each his own. You're gonna see like certain weapons that you like and certain weapons you don't like. Now, the higher your sources are, the higher the chance of being attacked, because they're gonna see, oh, these guys got it made. However, if you build your defenses high enough, you don't have to worry. Another thing you could do is talk to your settlers, because sometimes they'll have items on them that you can use. Going around checking all the mailboxes. I would go over the perks in long form, but I think that's a video for a different day. We've already gone over the special, what they mean and what each of one will do. But you're going to build your character based off of what your abilities are. If you plan on being a sneak character, you're going to want to work on your sneak. That being said, before you work on gun nut, I would recommend you work on blacksmith, or even before you work on armor. The good thing about armor is you can work on it pretty quickly. We need more leather, which is not a big deal.
Lost track of how many blisters I got.
And now we don't have any more adhesive. That's going to be a problem you're going to have throughout the early part of the game. However, at least this way we have some pretty solid help for us. Adhesive is easy to get. It really is. However, it's also hard to get
I'll try to make myself useful.
early on in the game. But what I recommend is when you're doing your missions, come back every few days. Like start doing your missions. Like what I'll probably end up doing on this character is I'm going to start doing this mission. I'm going to go to Diamond City. On my way to Diamond City, I might stop, make a few pit stops, whatever. But I'm also going to be picking up things that I know I'm going to need, such as adhesive, steel, all the things that are very important early on in the game that you're going to want to pick up. I highly recommend you pick up as you go. The Drumlin Diner, make sure you go there. Diamond City has a few vendors that you're going to want to talk to. One of them being Mo, because cork is very important, especially when you're building for armor, because you're going to want to make your armor a lighter build, and the lighter the build, the more you can carry. So I recommend that you go to Diamond City early on for that reason. But that's going to be it for today, guys. Again, I'm going to be posting more videos. Please enjoy. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you guys all have a great day.